online will be always be present in some form, it seems now. But when you talk about a full-time student, and especially in the students that you work with who have so much, how do we help them to become engaged learners, right? And what are some of the ways and tips that we can do broadly as a kind of the learning, the teaching fraternity?
Right. And I think before I answer that specifically, I think what you're alluding to is this idea that online is here to stay. And I think that that's a good thing. It's good for specific things, and in the classroom is good for other things. And we just still kind of figuring out which is the right thing for which is the right venue, and this kind of mix, what's the right mix. And those are the things that we're going to really figure out post-pandemic. I think the pandemic has really given us the opportunity to really try hard to make our best, try our best to make the learning during the pandemic work. So that really pushed the envelope on the online stuff. And now we really have a chance to recalibrate, okay, what makes sense in the different venues. Also, sort of back up a little bit before I get into your specific question by saying that I believe that learners are all different, and that for me to come in, and it's hard in this short podcast, but for me to say that, oh, you should do this or that, and you'll be a great learner, that's not going to be possible, because it's there's no magic bullet. Everyone's different. And what I try to do with the course, my course and the book, the strategic learning book, is to lay out an approach to be able to figure out what are the areas of your learning that you want to work on. So I've already mentioned a lot. There's strategies of learning. There's motivation to learning. There's the health and wellness aspects of attention and focus. And we talk about, for instance, meditation as helping as one technique to help students be a little bit more focused, even with all the distractions going on. The sleep issue. So there's a lot of, so what I've realized is that there's a zillion and one things that can impact on someone's learning. And for every individual, it's different. And so what the individual has to do is they have to be an expert on their own learning. And so you get them approach to be able to think about how, what aspects of learning they want to first work on. And this is a lifelong project. This is not something that just happens during your college days. It's just something that happens through your workforce and really through your entire learning life, where you're constantly adjusting because you're learning different things. And different, learning mathematics is going to be different than learning how to collaborate and work. And so as you're going through your life, not only as a student, but as in your career and through, as I say, your learning life, you're going to have to constantly adjust how you learn. And so having that skill, having an approach to figure out what you want to learn. And then once you have an approach to thinking, what are the things that I want to work on, then you need to have have instruction on how to actually achieve those things, how to actually implement those in your life. So for instance, one of the big issues, and we talked about, is distraction and how this is a big deal. Having students speak without this for a few minutes is very challenging. Okay.
Right. Sure.
So if you tell students, throw away your phone, that's not going to happen. But for instance, there are particular times of the day where your attention is you can be the most focused. Your brain is working the best. It differs for people who are up late at night or early risers. It's different. But we all have this natural rhythm. And if we can identify the times where we're the sharpest, we're learning the best, and try to assign the things that are the hardest for us to do during those times, and during those specific times say, okay, I'm going to turn this to airplane mode. Then, so I'm not going to turn this off for the entire day, but I feel I can turn it off for an hour.
Right.
I think that people can wait for an hour. And then, so you give people the techniques, okay, how to do this. Or for some of the students, they say, you know what, I know that if it's sitting there, even during an hour, I'm going to pick it up. So what do? Well, you put it in the other room, or you do other things. So you're brainstorming. So there's all these issues that you can work on. and
Right.
you have a list of things that you can use as techniques to help you. And the course gives the students, and the book gives the students a lot of ideas about how do you problem solve around and be strategic around your learning.